What we feed our families is an integral part of who we become. In the age of meal replacement shakes and faster food, it's easy to take that for granted. But for a lot of families, like the Pazzinis of Castroville, California, their legacy depends on it.
My family legacy really starts with four Italian brothers coming from Italy in the 1920s. My grandfather was one of those brothers, and he settled in Carmel Valley. He brought his family over around 1930. But they farmed, they grew artichokes, of all things. But that was the crop that was suited for the area, and in those days, that was an opportunity to be involved in farming. So I grew up on my family farm, my dad's operation, with my brothers and sisters, and that's where we learned and loved agriculture. It was a good way to appreciate hard work, which it is, but really to appreciate being stewards of the land. We were the caretakers of that farm, of that ground, and that land is what sustained us, over the many years. And so it's really about taking care of the farm and the land. I think we have a responsibility to produce food in the right way, be accountable for the resources that we're using to raise food. Here we are farming in California, one of the biggest populated states, 40 million occupants in California, a huge agricultural state as well. There isn't enough water to go around, so we need to repurpose every single drop of water. We have a 12,000 acre irrigation district here, which we are a part of, that we're using recycled or reclaimed water. We're taking, wastewater, and we're going through a very extensive process of cleaning that water. Tertiary treated cleaned water that's adequate, perfectly good for irrigating crops. And so that's repurposing, that's reusing water that's already been used. It couldn't be any more efficient than that, and it's become a model for lots of other communities, especially communities that don't have enough water, to do the same thing.
Not only is Ocean Mist Farms a leader in sustainability, they are also paving the way in innovation, constantly looking for ways to improve their products.
The magic of farming is really matching the right varieties of produce to the right soil type, the right microclimate throughout the year. And so that really becomes more of an art than science. We grow literally hundreds of varieties. Now, the average consumer might not know that. Nevertheless, these are important tools in our tool chest to producing the best produce all year long.
Vice President of Artichoke Production, Dale Huss, was kind enough to give us a closer look at their latest creation.
What variety is this?
This is actually one of our F1 hybrids. It's a numbered variety right now. It's called 7768.
And why doesn't it have a name? Can't you name your child?
Well, we certainly can, and we certainly will, but
yes.
It's just been born, really. And
really?
Yeah, so we're still deciding on a name for our new baby. Well, most people, Laura, when they look at an artichoke plant, they really don't know what they're looking at. The artichoke is actually the flower of the artichoke plant, the immature flower bud. And so if you take a look at this plant here, you see a primary bud here, and there's anywhere from 4 to 6 secondary buds, along with then many smaller artichokes, which we call tertiary artichokes, or cannery artichokes that used to go to the cannery. They're all packed for fresh right now. And so when our crew comes through here tomorrow, they're gonna come through here with a little fruit knife like this, and they're gonna come through, they're gonna take this artichoke because it's ready to be harvested. They're gonna put their index finger underneath the artichoke, and they're gonna pull it through, just like that.
Wow.
And they have a basket on their back called a canasta, and they're gonna toss it into the canasta. And in a field like this here that you see is just full of beautiful big artichokes.
Yes.
It's not gonna take our people long to go through before that canasta is filled up.
Dale's commitment to and love of artichokes is most defined by his ironic allergy to them.
If this is the flower of the artichoke plant, that means then that these are the edible petals of the artichoke flower. And in fact, it's even good raw when you really like artichoke.
I'm gonna try it.
I'm allergic to them.
I know you are.
on
And
my
you can.
face.
Really?
Yeah. It used to be when I would eat them like this, my throat would swell up.
I gotta tell you something. I actually almost like it better
Yeah, it's good.
than steamed. If I'm not gonna cook it in a recipe, I like it kind of fresh like that.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've done that.
No, it's actually good, and you can do the same thing with the heart. You shave it up, put it on a salad. And so
Now, see that piece that you just threw in there?
it's
I'd
good.
cook it.
No, it's good.
I love that. Okay.
And I would leave it on there and cook it too.
Oh, good.
Except I'm showing you what I'm.
Of course.
I'm
Okay.
talking
All
about
right.
the artichoke, right? And so when you look at the inside of an artichoke,
Isn't that perfect? That made you smile. Look at that.
look at this nice big wide heart,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
beautiful heart. And then all these petals, as you get closer in, become more and more edible all the way through. And so this artichoke right here and this edible petal is actually edible almost to the top of the petal.
You're gonna do it again, and you're allergic to them. I've got a name for these. I think these should be the Bring It Home artichokes.
Yeah, I like it too.
Do you like it?
I
That's the
do.
new name,
The
at
Bring
least
It
for
Home
us
artichoke.
anyway.
Yeah.
When I call you next, I'll go, Dale, bring me out to that Bring It Home artichoke field.
You got it.
Okay.
So F1 Hybrid 70768 is now known as the Bring It Home artichoke.
I love it. There you go.
Done.
It's official.
I think the most important thing about farming is it's still all about people. It's still all about family farms, families doing what they've loved to do for many generations. It's still about taking care of the land, being stewards of the land and cultivating and nurturing a crop. It'll always be that way. Sure, there's lots more technology. Sure, the business landscape has changed. Our customers have gotten bigger. But nevertheless, that is the essence of farming. It's still about people and family farms.